Is Paul Colditz from the Federation of Governing Bodies of South African Schools. Paul, it's good to have you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, and thank you for having me, Leanne.
When did you first find out about this?
Well, we received complaints just before the school holidays, before the winter school holidays, and we informed the department that we'd be conducting a SNAP survey to determine exactly what the problem was. We did that. And we submitted the list of problems that there were to the Department of Education, the head of department in the Free State. And I must say that the department reacted immediately. It's not something that you can remotely compare to what's happened in Limpopo. The books have been delivered. Some schools have not received their books. Others there have been problems with shortages, with particularly Afrikaans textbooks. But the matter is being dealt with by the MEC himself, with whom we had a meeting yesterday morning, and by the head of education in the province.
All right, Paul, let's just get this straight. These are books that are going to be used for exams at the end of this year. Is that correct? These are books that have been needed for this particular curriculum.
Indeed, but it's only grade 1 to 3 and grade 10.
Okay, grade 1 to 3.
It's not throughout the whole school system.
All right, and grade 10 as well.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is going to obviously put a dampener on examinations and final examinations, no doubt.
I'm not quite sure. I don't think in our member schools there would be a serious problem. I don't think children would be prejudiced. We have dedicated, creative teachers who would make sure that some way or another they would improvise. They used last year's textbooks. They would make copies, they'd find the relevant information from the internet and from colleagues who have the textbooks. So I don't really think that any of the children in our member schools will be prejudiced in any way. What we're concerned about is those that are in the remote rural areas that do not have access to all the facilities that the urban teachers would have access to.
What's been done in these particular schools?
As I say, teachers have been improvising. They've used last year's textbooks, adapted it to the new CAPS curriculum. They have obtained the necessary information from colleagues, made copies, done their own research to make sure that they'll meet the outcomes that are required in the CAPS curriculum.
Yeah, it's just frightening that we're talking about this now when we're almost in the middle of August, and I mean it's basically close to the end of the year.
Indeed. One could also criticize the schools for not bringing this to our attention earlier. But in all the cases that we have investigated, it seems that the schools have reported shortages to the department, and there has not been, from the department side, all the reaction one would have expected.
Yeah. What would you expect from the department? I mean, what would be the situation that at this point in time should be happening?
Well, as I say, the head of department called all the principals to a meeting last week, made sure that the statistic that we gave them were correct, and made sure that they would receive the textbooks where those are available. As I say, they have a problem with the supplier not being able to supply Afrikaans textbooks. And then yesterday we had the meeting with the MEC. Our provincial manager had the meeting with the MEC, and the department is attending to the problem. The point is that when the minister changes the curriculum, one would expect the minister to fund also the changes that would be consequent upon such changes in the curriculum. That has not happened. The provinces had to fund the provision of the textbook from their own purses, and that has also created some problems.
All right, well, let's leave it there for this morning. One can only hope that this situation gets resolved quickly and it never happens again. But Paul Colditz, CEO of the Federation of Governing Bodies for South African Schools, in our Bloemfontein studio, thank you very much for talking to us here on Morning Live.